extraradio1.com. Mueve tu mundo. extraradio1.com. La energía que te mueve.
Hola amigos, buenas tardes. Aquí empezando esta tarde de jueves 12 de diciembre con invitados en estudio. Les saluda Lina María Usma. Tengo hoy conmigo a Rodrigo Andrés Salazar. Buenas tardes, Rodrigo Andrés.
Muy buenas tardes para usted, Lina, y por supuesto para nuestros invitados y para todos los oyentes de extraradio1.com, cuando acá en Londres son las 4 de la tarde con 33 minutos en un día muy decisivo, muy importante para lo que es el interés político y lo que va a ser próximamente el manejo de todo lo que se viene manejando.
Muy bien, ellos son los representantes del Centro TU Study Center. Tenemos con nosotros a Angelo, Lorraine, and Nigel. Good afternoon, Angelo,
Good afternoon.
Lorraine, and Nigel.
Good afternoon.
Okay, Andrew was talking about how important it is today for the UK, and according to that, that's why we are happy to have you here today, because we'll decide the future of too many Latin American people in our case, or too many people who are now living in UK.
Well, thank you for having us.
Okay, today is a very important day for UK, for the situation with the other countries in EU. And how you feeling? How you feeling the day? What do you think? What happened tomorrow? What do you think? What happened about the election today?
Well, I think the election is too close to call. No one really knows. It's very much like the referendum vote in 2016.
Yeah.
It swung between Leave and Remain, and finally Leave took it. So no one can predict with certainty.
Okay.
And also, I think in this election there's an extra dimension with tactical voting,
Yeah.
so that makes it even more difficult. You can have lots of sampling of polling data and people's views, but when you start voting tactically, then it becomes very difficult.
And Laurie, what do you think happened today?
Well, I think it's still balanced, and you have first-time voters and some younger voters, so that may sway it some way. But for me, I think it's pretty balanced. But we shall see.
Y nos están hablando que ven un poco las elecciones de hoy como algo táctico, algo que es la continuación de lo que se viene presentando anteriormente con el referéndum, y creen que pues, se va a dar algo más de manejo.
Sí. Bueno, vamos a hacer esta entrevista. We're going to try to make it bilingual, so they're going to speak in English and we're trying to translate at the same time this important information for esta importante información para ustedes acerca de los servicios que ellos proveen. Precisamente el centro TU Center, TU en español sería TU, pero stands for Trade Union.
TU is Trade Union. It used to be the Trade Union Study Center.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the trade unions stopped funding it, then Nigel and I took it over, and then Lorraine joined us, and so we are continuing on. We still have the same name because it's very well known in Woolwich. It's right in the center of Woolwich, so that's where we are.
And for how long working here in London or in UK? TU.
Well, TU has been there for over 20 years, but
20
we
years.
got involved in 2012, so we've been there since 2012.
Okay.
Okay, now one of the main services you provide, besides other things we're going to speak later, is the help with application online for those who need to do the visa for settlement here in UK.
Yes.
But that is very broad because we know there is different kind of visas or very different types of settlement people can have. Can we go through the different types of visa people can apply, and why is so important to do it now,
Okay,
regardless
now-
the decision of the elections?
Yes, because I mean, the project we are doing now is a home office project.
Sí.
We are doing it with another company, and basically we handle any forms related to immigration, any forms, whether it's
Okay.
visa extension, citizenship, anything like that, only online forms. So we don't give immigration advice. We just help people to complete online forms because the Home Office now is making a big push for everything as much as possible to be online.
Muy importante, Angelo, porque esta organización TU Center provee asesoría directa hacia la home office. Ustedes no son, they are not like intermediarios, working directly with the home office para llenar cualquier forma que se necesite de visado, ¿no? Entonces puede ser aplicación para la citizenship o visa extensions también puede
Yes.
ser, extensiones de
Yes.
visa o visados para permanecer en el Reino Unido, cualquiera que ellos sea, directamente a la home office, aplicaciones en línea, ellos tienen el contacto directo. Please continue.
Now, you brought up a point about why is the present
Time,
time
yeah.
important? The present time is important because depending on how the election goes and what happens after that, the UK could leave the European Union. So if you have a European Union passport, then this EU settlement scheme allows you to get permanent residence in the UK. So you want to tell that bit in Spanish and we come back to the details.
Preguntamos por qué era importante para las personas hacer estas aplicaciones ya, sin importar lo que suceda a la decisión de las elecciones esta tarde finales. Las personas deben registrarse ante la Home Office para obtener un visado, ese visado que les garantiza que son ciudadanos que residen dentro del Reino Unido. Entonces, así el Reino Unido salga de la Unión Europea, usted como ciudadano que reside en este país debe tener un visado original, vigente y autorizado por la Home Office.
Now, do you want to go into the specifics of the
The
EU settlement scheme?
well, the EU settlement scheme
Yeah.
is in two parts really to it. For settled status, you must have lived here for 5 years. You've shown 5 years of residency in the UK,
Sí.
and you can apply for settled status, which is the same as indefinite leave to remain.
Este es un dato muy importante porque hay una confusión y ya nos acabamos de comprobar que precisamente la visa de settlement es equivalente a la posición de definite leave to remain. Se necesitan 5 años demostrables de que han residido en este país. Okay, that point is very important to show that you have lived 5 years as minimum in this country.
Yes.
But
How do you
what you
prove
need
it?
exactly?
Yeah,
How do you prove?
it? Prove it is you can present like bank statements
Okay.
dating back to 5 years,
Sí.
council tax statements, anything that could prove that you were resident here.
National insurance.
National
Yeah,
insurance
yeah.
number, yes, yes,
Yes.
Is that 5 years needs to be continuous?
yes,
Yeah.
pretty much
Okay.
continuous. Yes,
There
you can,
are
obviously you can go on holiday and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but you know.
No more than
Yeah,
very
yeah.
long period. Ok, este dato también es muy importante para aquellos que han residido en este país por 5 años o más. Pueden demostrarlo a través de sus estados bancarios, de su documentación que muestre que usted ha permanecido en este país por 5 años. Es importante que conserven todos estos datos, todos estos archivos, facturas, contribuciones.
Lo que nos están queriendo decir es que las personas que ya llevan más de 5 años pueden tener rápidamente
El visado de
su
permanencia.
residencia.
Sí.
Eso les permite trabajar y vivir libremente sin ningún problema, sin esperar entonces lo que suceda con el Brexit.
Exactamente.
But what happened with the person that not have 5 years now in the country?
Okay,
Right.
if you
Well, if
Okay,
you,
Lorraine,
if you
what-
haven't lived 5 years in this country, you
Yeah.
say you've only lived 3 years,
Yes.
then you can apply for pre-settled status.
Pre-settled.
Oh, sigue habiendo
Okay?
una
So
flexibilidad.
that gives you,
Yeah.
the right to stay in this country, and when that can be converted to full settled status
When
once
you
you
reach-
reach 5 years.
yes,
Okay.
when you reach 5 years.
But it's not automatic
You have to
No,
apply.
you have to apply for it.
But at least you are into the system, and the
Yeah.
system will
Yes.
keep you updating and ask you for more details, no?
Well, we're not sure about that.
Yeah.
I think the way we say it is, it's the responsibility is yours.
Yeah.
So you know now you have 3 years. You can get pre-settled status. So here we are in December 2019. So in December 2021, you would have reached 5 years, and the responsibility is yours to apply. It's not automatically given. See, this is something that we found out, that it's not automatic. You have to apply to go from pre-settled to settled.
Ok, si en este momento usted lleva 3 años residiendo en este país, usted también puede hacer una aplicación online que se llama Pre-Settle, como un preaviso a esta aplicación. Entonces allí usted entraría también a comprobar que ha vivido 3 años, y cuando cumpla los 5 años no será un visado automático, pero será mucho más fácil para usted tener el proceso para su visa de settlement o de residencia en el Reino Unido, porque usted está demostrando que ha estado en el sistema durante 5 años.
Bueno,
¿Ok?
les quiero preguntar, les voy a preguntar acerca de las personas que llevan menos tiempo.
Sí,
Entre
ok.
6 meses y 1 año, por ejemplo.
Yeah.
Vamos a preguntarles. What happened with the person that living now in London, in UK, minimum 6 months or 1 year? What happened with this person?
They can still
Yeah.
apply for pre-settled status.
Pre-settled, okay.
Yes.
Nothing changed.
There's no
minimum requirement.
Okay.
As far as we can find out.
Okay.
So basically the advice is once you're here, you apply, register yourself into the system,
Yeah.
and let the home office know that you are here.
Yeah.
Basically, is that the main advice? Muy bien.
The same proof will be required, that you have a bank account here,
Yeah.
that you pay council tax, or some way that you have established a residence here. That's important.
Okay.
You're not just coming on a visit and staying
Yeah,
for 6
yeah.
months visiting Lena or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
You know, that-
Obviamente.
that's a
O sea,
difference.
si usted planea quedarse en este país por un periodo largo, entonces es importante que se registre desde el primer momento que llega, demostrando que va a pagar su council tax, que tiene un National Insurance Number, que tiene una residencia fija y que pues va a trabajar y va a aportar al sistema, no como turista.
And pay slips,
Yeah.
P60s,
Sí.
show that you were employed here. All those count.
Esencial, ¿no? También dan el servicio cara a cara y los asesoran en todo lo que es la aplicación en internet. Can you explain about of the service of the TU? Yeah? Yeah?
Okay. So when you apply, when you want to put through your application, you have to give the reasons. You ask the applicant the reasons why they want to make the application, and it's mainly if they lack confidence in completing the form online, and they don't have access to a computer, and they need help in accessing the internet and to use the internet, so they don't know how to use that, so they need assistance with that. Or they lack confidence in searching the government website, which is a big massive web of information, and can be quite difficult. So those are the 4 main reasons.
Ok, Loren está hablando que las personas que tengan pues, algunas limitantes a nivel tecnológico, ellos le pueden prestar todo este servicio. Como se dice entonces, la data protection is very important, ¿no? Es
Yes.
confidence.
Yes.
El servicio es totalmente confidencial. Le ayudan con todo lo que es la aplicación en caso tal de que no tenga muchos conocimientos a nivel de internet. The internet is free.
Free use, yeah.
Bueno, y también
entren.
pues, les ayudan completamente a lo que es el relleno, por así decirlo,
Sí,
del formulario
los datos,
de la
sí.
aplicación. Así que pueden llamar a este número telefónico que es el 0208
Ajá, perfecto.
923 6433 y allí van a obtener mayor información.
Y hay
acerca
otro dato
del
más
servicio.
importante también.
Y lo que les vamos a preguntar es, si no hablo inglés,
También.
if I'm not talking English, I
Yes.
speak English,
Yeah.
you
And-
have any
No.
support with the language?
Which number did you give?
De 028.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Precisamente en eso estamos
Yeah.
trabajando
O2A.
con el
Yeah.
TU Center para proveer asesoría en español. Alguna persona que tenga total limitación en el idioma, entonces se hace una cita y ese día Angelo y su equipo pues pueden proveer una persona que le provea, que le ayude en el idioma español, fluente, con total seguridad y tranquilidad de que sus datos se manejan de manera confidencial. Ese es un dato muy importante. El segundo dato muy importante es también que la aplicación, en algunos casos, sometimes you need to send the passport or not always.
Right. Let me explain. First of all, I think Andrew touched on data security and
Yes, important.
this is why we need people to come to our center to do the application, because this is a home office regulation, because we had to submit all our IP addresses of our computers.
Yeah.
They check that we have a secure Wi-Fi. So that's why we can't, for example, we can't come here and do it. We can make appointments for people here. It's a two-step process. You have to make an appointment, then we have to call that other number, so we can call on somebody's behalf. We can call on your behalf because if you call that number, you have to speak in English.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So here, if they have a language problem, then we can help them and to make the appointment. Then if they say, if there are further questions, we can get somebody to come to be there at that time because we have, some of our students who Spanish, Portuguese, whatever. So I think that's important for them to know that we can make an appointment anywhere. For example, if they came here to the studio, we could get the necessary information, make an appointment for them.
Yeah.
But to actually do the online form, they have to come to our center. There's no way around that because we are not allowed to do it anywhere.
But that's very important porque eso garantiza la seguridad de. That's important because that guarantees to the person that the data or their information is treated responsible, no? It's really good and it's going to be straight to the home office. Porque ya lo sabemos que en nuestra comunidad ha habido muchos casos pues de personas que toman ventaja de las necesidades de otros. El centro está regulado por la Home Office, como lo han escuchado, y todas las aplicaciones se hacen allí directamente porque ellos tienen conexión estrictamente regulada con la Home Office. Entonces sus datos, sus documentos son totalmente tratados con mucha seriedad y directamente a la Home Office para su tranquilidad.
Ok, entonces, for Spanish people, 0208
Yeah.
921 6433.
That's it.
Para toda la gente que necesite la asesoría en español, 0208 921 6433. Lo dije muy rápido, vamos a darle tiempo a la gente que coja un lapicero y anote 0208 921
Sí,
6433.
muy bien. El centro está ubicado en el área de Woolwich, más adelante les daremos la
It's for
la
all
dirección de los
language, yeah?
detalles.
Yeah.
Not only for Spanish, all languages.
As long as they tell us before.
Kurdish,
We can manage.
Polish,
Definitely we can manage.
okay, Portuguese,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
Italian,
French. If they tell us beforehand, we can get one of our students to be there and they can translate if necessary.
okay.
And I really didn't answer your earlier question, Lena, about biometric passports.
Yes.
If you have a biometric passport, we have the Home Office app where you will not have to send your passport to the Home Office. We can scan the chip
Sí.
and upload it.
Porque este es un temor que la gente tiene que enviar su pasaporte como una prueba. Entonces la gente dice, bueno, ¿y si se me pierde o qué pasa? Yendo ustedes directamente al TU Study Center, ellos tienen una aplicación en la cual escanean la documentación y llega directamente a la Home Office de manera segura y queda en su file, no se va a perder, no se va a extraviar y usted no tiene que entregar su documentación. Ese mismo momento usted permanece con su pasaporte.
Sí, entonces no hay que enviar el pasaporte.
No, si viene a través de ellos.
Si va a través de ellos, simplemente ellos están certificando y garantizando enviar toda la información correctamente a la Home Office
Sí.
y usted va a permanecer con su pasaporte.
Exactamente.
Okay, I will put one scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, if for example today Boris Johnson won,
Yeah.
won the election, and the 31st of the January next year, the Brexit is done. What happened with the people that have applied for the residence?
No,
Any change or no change?
Well,
in case of the situation next year.
That is a slightly difficult question to answer because once the Parliament starts again and the 31st of January comes, I mean, they could pass something that's different. But right now what we know is there is time till the end of next year,
Okay.
the end of 2020, based on what the regulations are now. But what's going to happen after that?
Sí.
Who knows?
Él está diciendo que es una pregunta pues difícil de contestar, no se sabe qué va a suceder,
Sí.
pero entonces lo más importante es seguir haciendo la gestión y hacer la aplicación por el tiempo en que se vive acá y se puede certificar lo que son las evidencias, y hay que esperar entonces qué cambios se pueden dar para el 31 de enero. Así que no panic. No panic.
No panic. But I mean, it's an interesting question that you put, because right now, if you go to the government website, what I just told you is on the government website. But obviously, if the election turns the way you said,
Yeah.
and the UK executes this withdrawal agreement by the 31st January, but they could change. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you nothing is going to change because I don't know.
No one knows.
No one knows.
Okay.
Even them.
Now, vamos a hacerles una pregunta importante. Entonces, ¿qué vale? ¿Cuál es el precio y cómo es en cuestión de dinero? This is important question about the money. How much? How is the
The
how much
service
the
is
price of-
completely
for the
free.
It's completely free. Completely free.
Completely free. Yes,
Completely free by
completamente
your
gratis.
side, but home office charge something?
No,
No.
No, it's so
Now let
They
me
did do in the past,
Yes.
and then they scrapped that.
they scrapped it.
So it's a free
For-
application.
For the EU settlement scheme is completely free. Now for visa extension, citizenship, of course they have the normal charges that that's the same. But for the EU settlement scheme is completely free. Yes.
Completamente gratis, así que pueden acudir, no tienen la presión del dinero, no tienen necesidad de pagar, es completamente gratis, entonces ahí tienen toda la
And the
posibilidad.
other thing to mention, Andrew, we offer the complete service to the client.
toda la
From
asistencia.
scanning the passport,
Yes.
so they don't have to send the passport off physically, assisting them with their digital application,
With the phone call.
yeah, and we do all that, and there's no charge.
Incredible. And it's secure and it's already accredited by the home office,
Yeah,
so you don't have.
that's why we
Ustedes
have-
no tienen ningún riesgo porque está totalmente
That's why
regulado
we
por
have
la
the home office logo
Aquí
on our
están
flag.
los logos, eso los mostraremos
So-
más adelante. Y el servicio es totalmente gratis. Si necesita asistencia de su propio idioma, ellos lo van a proveer. Usted hace una cita y allí ellos se van a encargar de que haya una persona asegurándoles. También en cuanto a llenar los datos en la computadora, si usted no se siente muy seguro al usar la computadora, allí también hay asistencia para eso, no importa su nivel. The other day you was talking about something interesting, that you call home office makes one appointment, and then you arrange with the customer, with the person, to be there on that day when the home office needs you for something.
Right. I'm just going to go back briefly to a point that Andrew brought
Yeah.
up about the charge.
Yes.
As Nigel said, when this EU settlement scheme started, there was a charge.
Sí.
Okay.
Then there was a lot of agitation as to why you're doing this, and so some people paid, and now the Home Office is in the process of refunding those people the money.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So as far as we know, up to the 31st of January, it's going to be free. I don't think anything is going to be. I think I'm confident in saying that they're not going to start charging people. After that, nobody knows. Not even. There's no way I can tell you definitely this, but we know up to the 31st of January. That's what we've been told. Right now, it's free. So when the scheme started, they had to pay. Now it's free.
Okay.
Right?
Esto
Now-
es muy importante para la comunidad. Sabemos que hay personas que cobran por su asesoría, pero hay entidades como estas que lo hacen de forma gratuita. Depende de usted también, pues si quiere pagar por ese servicio, pero si hay una entidad seria, acreditada, que le garantice a usted toda la seguridad del proceso, entonces pues le recomendamos TU Study Center, ¿no?
Pero entonces ahí ya viene otra pregunta, ¿por qué gratis? Vamos a hacerle la pregunta.
Claro.
Why free?
Because, well, that's a government decision. That's the government, nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with
It's a
No,
government decision.
we're talking
provided.
because you don't charge because there is people in the community that maybe can charge. That's why we're asking, because
we
you
don't
have the
charge.
deal
We don't charge.
directly with the home office and things like that. Yeah.
The Home Office pays us to
Exactly.
process it. Obviously, somebody has to pay.
That's why estamos explicando a la gente por qué TU Study Center no cobra, porque es un centro acreditado directamente por la Home Office, entonces usted no tiene que pagar ningún servicio. Y pues ya sabemos para que cuando usted necesite esto, sepa a quién dirigirse, ¿no?
Okay.
And that goes back to your question about the appointment.
Sí.
And that is why every appointment we have to call that number, the project home office project number,
Yeah.
and they issue an appointment number. And then the person who is applying will get an email, will get an email. After that, if that time and date is not convenient anymore because, for example, you got a hospital letter come to their appointment, you can't make it on next Friday at 2 o'clock,
Sí.
then you talk with us and say, I can't make it Friday at 2 o'clock. Can we change it? Yes, we can.
Okay.
Once that number is issued and you get the email and we get the email, then the communication is between both
let
of
me
us.
explain the process. Usted necesita hacer su aplicación para la visa, va al TU Center, ellos llaman de su parte a la home office. La home office le da una cita. En esa cita es ya para poder llenar toda la aplicación y enviar toda la documentación necesaria para soportar su aplicación. Una vez que le dan a usted una referencia, esa referencia es acerca de su caso, y si usted le dan esa cita y esa cita no la puede cumplir por alguna razón, ellos nuevamente en el TU Study Center le van a ayudar para cambiar la cita o para que haya una asistencia y se continúe el proceso. Pero lo más importante es que ese registro que usted mantiene lo va a poder continuar hasta que se llene todo el proceso final, ¿no?
Bueno, y yo les voy a hablar acerca del horario que ellos tienen en el
Sí.
servicio. The service is open 9 o'clock in the morning
Sí.
until 6 o'clock, yeah, in the evening, Monday to Friday, de lunes a viernes, de 9 a 6 de la tarde, y Saturday o el sábado,
Now,
de 9 a
let
4.
me stop you there.
Uh-huh.
And that is the project, right?
Okay.
We are not there on Saturdays every Saturday because sometimes we do outreach, doing
Okay.
events. Like, for example, this Saturday we're trying to organize something at the Ecuadorian embassy, as you said, Lena.
Yeah.
And Sunday we're doing something with the Dominican community. So we can't always be there
Okay.
at that time. Monday to Friday we're there. But now today, for example, we came to Selena, so we're here.
And the other thing
So-
you're explaining is, si
But-
usted necesita el servicio, debe venir por lo menos una hora, 5 o'clock, because you say home
Yeah.
office will be closed,
Yes.
so we need to make time for
Yes,
the make call.
because
phone
to make
call.
the appointment,
They
they,
make-
have
Yeah.
to be open.
Yes.
You
Of
see?
course.
So if they want to call the weekend, and if you call our number that you gave out, Andrew, and if you're not there, they can leave a message. Just a short message saying,
Yeah.
I'm calling for the EU settlement scheme, my name and the number, and we'll call them
Okay.
back.
Okay, it's completely clear. The most important is make the appointment.
Sí.
Lo
Yes.
más importante es hacer el appointment, es
Sí.
hacer la cita para que los puedan atender en el horario, pues que se acuerde, de lunes a viernes de 9 a 6 y los sábados de 9 a 4 de la tarde, pero recuerde, llamar primero y hacer entonces el booking de la cita para que lo puedan atender allí. ¿Por qué no nos hablan un poco acerca del área donde funcionan, Bullish, cómo pueden llegar entonces a las oficinas? What is the address of the office in Bullish? But you know the postcode?
Yes.
Which area exactly in Bullish?
It's right in the middle of village. We can give the postcode.
The town center.
It's in the town center.
The town
you know.
center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's in
Very
the town
close
center.
to Sainsbury's supermarket.
Okay, excellent.
Que
Yeah.
está muy cerca al Sainsbury de Bullish, en pleno corazón de Bullish. Allí está entonces el servicio de TU.
Y también you can serve people from around London, ¿no? Everywhere.
Anywhere.
Anywhere they can
Anywhere.
travel. Okay.
I mean,
As long as they can come to Woolwich.
as long as they
Yes.
come, yeah, as nice as it is. As long as they come to village, it's fine.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about TU Study Center. How long has it been working and which other projects you have? Because we know you've been providing these services for a long time, but now with this new project, online application help, is like a new area. But you
Yeah.
already settled on serving the community for a long time, no?
But actually, before we go to that, Lena, there's
Yeah.
one thing that we talked about before we started this
Yeah.
interview, was the fact that a lot of people are not aware that if a family member is a EU citizen, and let's say the husband is a EU citizen and the wife is not, the husband can get settled status and then sponsor the wife.
At the same time, or
No, first the person has to
Okay,
make the
fine.
application.
Okay.
But the application, we had a lady come a couple of days ago, and her application was held up because she needed some documentation. extra documentation. So Nigel did that, and she said, "Thank you very much," and walked out of her office, and 10 minutes later she rang the bell. So we thought, whoa, there's a problem. And she had got the email from the Home Office saying, it's approved. She got
It's
settled
approved.
Yeah.
Oh, the decision is immediate.
No, because she had sent the application earlier.
Yeah. But
There was missing.
basically, how long it takes after we go there, we fill all the documents, everything. Home Office, how long it takes to answer?
Depende de ellos.
But how long? Maybe, but
2-3 weeks. Some people have got
nothing.
it. This
I thought
lady
1
had
year or
applied. This
something
lady had
else.
applied about 2 months ago, but she was missing some documents. You know, we talked about the 5-year residence.
Yes.
She had sent a document that proved her residence for 3 years, but they wanted information where she could prove that she was here in 2015 and 14.
Okay.
So then she came to us, and so I said, well, you know, do you have bank statements? Do you have pay slips? Do you have P60s counts? So I said, find what you can. So she brought that, and so we were able to connect to the previous application, called the Home Office, and they connected to the previous. We scanned that, and like I said, she said, thank you very much, and left, and 10 minutes later she came, rang the bell, and she said, ooh, she got the email on her phone saying she's
Lucky her.
it's
And
done.
just I might add in there from data protection.
Yeah.
We physically scanned her documents to upload, but those scans were
No good.
destroyed, deleted.
Yeah.
So we are aware of data protection.
Great. Okay. So basically,
Pero nosotros
after
no-
you fill the form, is maybe 3 months. If you're lucky, it could be less, but maybe 3 months.
So
About 3 months.
I think actually they're processing them quite quickly.
Wow,
from
that's
what
really
we
good.
understand.
That's good news for people.
It
Excellent.
is, yes.
Pero también sabemos que inmigración pues toma su tiempo y ellos...
Pero ya no, lo están acelerando
Lo están
bastante.
acelerando.
Wow.
Eso es lo que se está hablando en este momento, que inmigración pues está entregando, la Home Office mejor, está
Sí.
entregando rápidamente las decisiones. Hay personas que ellos ya les han hecho la aplicación y han obtenido una respuesta en el tiempo de 3 meses. Así que
Menos,
se
wow.
están acelerando ya en lo que es la aplicación. But the Home Office take you time, the time.
I mean, all we do is send everything, and then it's
Yeah.
up to them, you know.
But the good thing as well is if you send the documents and maybe the case they ask you for more details, more information, you will be there to assist and help the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to,
Yes.
No,
to complete the
Yes.
everything.
Yes, obviously, you know, if we send what they ask for, and if they then write to them or email them and say we need further information, then
Yeah.
they'll have to call us again. We'll have to make another appointment, and then do that.
Great.
But that doesn't happen. That happens very rarely,
Yeah,
because
really.
normally we say if they're applying, if they have lived here 5 years, then we say, you know, submit documents that proves your residence 5 years, and you get settled status, obviously.
Bueno,
So,
sabemos que más del 70% de la población latinoamericana viene de España, tiene su pasaporte español. Vamos a preguntarles eso, si ya han hecho, cómo ven si la aceptación de la gente latinoamericana que tiene obviamente su pasaporte europeo, si se están como poniendo las pilas para aplicar por la residencia. Vamos a hacerles entonces esa pregunta. The 70% of the Latin American community come from Spain and have a Spanish passport. Do you see the Latin American people is interested in applying for the permanent resident here?
most of them are, but they're not aware of. Some of them are not aware of this scheme. And then the other thing that I told you a little while ago, Lena, I don't know whether you translated in Spanish, I can't remember, about if you're married to, or a family member is a EU citizen, that person can get settled status, and that person can sponsor the rest of the family, whether it's your children or your spouse. So I think that's important for them to know, because, I mean, we have, some of our students are Brazilian, but they have, through their grandparents, German passports, Italian passports, Portuguese passports, Brazilians mainly. But other Latin American countries, they have German passports, we know, Italian, and as you said, Spanish.
Yeah. Entonces nos están hablando que ahora también por las relaciones familiares y por las situaciones que se pueden dar en caso tal de que un latino esté casado con un europeo, pueden también aplicar, y esto también les puede dar una facilidad para obtener rápidamente lo que es el indefinite leave to remain aquí, o sea, la residencia indefinida en este país. Eso es lo que nos están explicando. Así que ahí está entonces el servicio pueden llamar al 0208-921-6433 y allí van a tener toda la asesoría profesional
Sí.
y así usted poder no tener ningún problema futuro con lo que es la residencia.
Y ustedes también los van a ver, ellos en este momento tienen una cercanía con la comunidad latinoamericana, están asistiendo a muchos eventos, los van a ver este domingo con la comunidad dominicana, han estado en eventos con la comunidad ecuatoriana también este fin de semana que se celebra el Día del Migrante, han participado en el aniversario de su mano amiga y muchos más que se estarán organizando para que ustedes tengan un contacto directo con ellos, un acercamiento para sus preguntas, para sus inquietudes. Ellos son TU Study Center, aquí lo pueden ver, vamos a seguir
En
publicando.
Bullish.
Vamos a seguir circulando esta información y pues si ustedes necesitan mayor información se pueden comunicar también con nosotros aquí en Extra que tendremos la comunicación directa. El teléfono ya lo repetiremos, lo dejaremos también en las redes sociales y las diferentes formas. Aquí vemos que ustedes tienen como todas las formas digitales en las cuales puede hacer la persona la aplicación, ¿no? This how the application is made, no? It basically has to be online.
Yeah.
There's no other way to do the application.
Not that we know of.
Okay, more complicated. Angelo, when you talk too much about our students. Students of what? What do you study in TU Study
Well,
Center?
Students of English
You see?
and IT, and we do some maths as well.
Fantastic.
But all adults, for adults.
For all ages?
Adults, not children.
No children.
We don't do
Ok.
children.
Entonces, si una persona también vive en el área o desea estudiar, mejorar su inglés o
Matemáticas.
informática o matemáticas, también aquí proveen clases. These lessons are not free, they have a cost, ¿no?
Well, I mean, it's to do with government funding. If we have funding, right now we are in the process of getting funding again.
Okay.
We had funding up to July, but then the government, we have to have
Finished.
funding. So if you have funding, and the funding rules were simply that if you lived in the EU or anywhere in the EU or the UK for the last 3 years, and you were resident, then we could get funding for you.
Oh,
But right now the decision is still pending. So at this minute we don't have any funding
okay.
as we speak now.
Fair.
But yes, we have paid people who come and pay and take lessons. Yes, that's there. But that is just for English and maths. We are hopeful that we get some funding for IT as well, because the government is, we are in the process. But right now, as we speak, no, we don't have anything. But we had been in the past.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. There
Yeah.
is more budget for that with the next MP.
Ahí está entonces el servicio. Voy a hacerle una pregunta personal a cada uno.
Muy bien.
It's a personal question. Lauren, how you feel in the Latin American community involved here in London with the other communities and the English people and everything?
Well, London is a diverse community, so we get a lot of, from different countries, and I like it. I like the, meeting new people and the experiences. So it's I think it gives a. I don't know. I just like
There's a vibrancy in the community.
Yeah, it is.
And then historically, London has always been a multicultural city.
Yeah.
It's attracted immigrants for hundreds and hundreds of years.
And what is your opinion about the Latin American people?
I appreciate them like everyone else.
Thank you.
They bring a lot of value to the community,
Yeah.
and long may it continue.
Because as far as Nigel lived for a while in Canada. I lived for almost 20 years in America. So I have lots of friends back when I lived in Texas and California. I still keep in touch with them, who are Latin American, and I say yes, but I think your question is pointed towards how important it is to learn English if you're going to live in London, because otherwise you will always feel like an outsider.
Yes.
And if you don't feel confident talking to your neighbor that you have lived next door to for 5 years and all you say is hello and good morning, that's it, because you're not confident in speaking, well, perhaps some people might think, oh, these people, they come here and they don't want to mix with us. Actually, that's not quite often. That's not true. It's just they're not confident. They're shy. They don't feel that they have enough English to communicate. But what I found is mostly people are people. You know, we all have the same problems. We get up in the morning. We have to get ready, go to work. Blah blah blah. It's all the same. But unless you can exchange ideas and communicate, then forever there will be a boundary there. And you will feel like an outsider, and that's true. I mean, if I went to live in your country, say Colombia, and if I refused to learn Spanish or didn't learn Spanish, and I lived there for 10 years and still say, oh, hablamos español muy poquito all the time, you say, well, this guy is not serious about living here.
Exactly.
Is that a fair question?
Yeah.
So I think the political situation in the country right now, you know, it's a bit polarized, and part of it is this, that people think, oh, they come here and they don't want to learn English. Because if you don't want to learn, I don't say don't want to learn, but if you don't put in the effort, invest the time to do it, then you're always going to feel like an outsider.
Yeah. But that brings us to the words of Boris Johnson, who said very, very strictly that those who have been here for a long time, more than 10 years or 5 years, and they haven't organized the documentation on home office, they really don't want to stay here. This message got very criticized by many sectors, but at the end of the day, if you think it twice, it has a reason, because if you're trying to live here, you have to put everything in order to take advantage of the system and to integrate into the society. So it's a way of the saying, but maybe because it was him, but in reality it's what we need to do. Si intentamos vivir en este país, si queremos progresar en este país, tenemos que tener nuestra documentación en regla. También es un beneficio a largo plazo, ¿no?
Y ya Loren lo dijo, le gusta la comunidad latinoamericana, también para nadie. Traen unos valores bien importantes a nivel cultural, también tenemos que aportar. Y por supuesto, lo que dice Angelo es muy importante, hay que aprender el idioma.
Pero in this moment, I think Andrew is talking about how you perceive the Latin community, how was your approach to the Latin community. So I think it's now fair to say hello to Rosa Ravelo, who was the first person who really introduced you to the Edu project, to the Latin community, and through her we've been working close and presenting you to other organizations and making this door open to more people to use your service. Basically is that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Ok, entonces repetir ya por último.
Sí, los
para
detalles,
cerrar.
sí.
Los detalles, el número telefónico es el 0208-921-6433, 0208-921-6433. Están ubicados en el área de Woolwich, y allí le van a dar el servicio totalmente confidencial. Si necesita el acceso en internet, en el computador, ellos le van a hacer la ayuda necesaria para ello, y le van a entregar todos los documentos a la Home Office. Ellos van a hacer el canal, el vínculo, y todo entonces está protegido, no hay ningún problema.
Total.
Y ante todo les están garantizando 20 años de servicio en la comunidad latina, 20 años de servicio mejor en Inglaterra, y por supuesto están certificando todo el profesionalismo que ellos tienen, y ante todo las ganas y el interés de ayudar a las personas para que obtengan rápidamente su residencia,
muy bien,
y puedan permanecer aquí.
Y es un servicio totalmente gratis, confidencial, así que no importa los resultados, usted debe registrarse ante la Home Office. Así que TU Study Center, ¿tiene una website?
No, we don't have a website.
You don't have website. Ok, entonces continuaremos circulando los datos, así que ustedes, amigos, lo estarán viendo por allí, en línea, online application help, totalmente gratis, en español y confidencial y seguro, directamente a la Home Office. Así que Angelo, Lorraine, Nigel, thank you very much for being here in Extra Media, and we hope next year, 2020, after the elections, we will see and talk and great people about what is there for them.
Well, thank you very much for having us here.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well,
This is important service for the people, yes?
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. A ustedes, amigos, gracias por escucharnos. Continúen con la programación de extraradio1.com.
Para que estés enterado minuto a minuto de todo lo que acontece en el mundo, escucha nuestros boletines informativos. Noticias